I want to take a look at how we can use the onEdit function to handle an entire pasted range of values. So in my example, I'm going to paste in this whole range of color names, and I want those to change the background color to match the name in that cell. Let's take a look. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with this sheet and script that I already have. This one already allows me to either type in the name of a color or paste in the name of a color, and it will change the background color to that color. So if I type in green, it'll change this to green. And if I copy the blue and paste just the value, it will change the background to blue. Excellent, works exactly like I want. But if I try to, let's say, copy all of this and paste it, it's actually going to turn the whole thing blue. Let's take a look at the script I'm using. So that's from extensions, app script, takes me to here. And in order to use pasted values at all, we need to get the value in the range, not just use the value of e, because in paste it doesn't have a value, just how it works. But what it's doing here is it's getting the value in the top left corner of the pasted range and applying that as the background to the entire range. It's not what we want. We want each color to work independently and individually. So what I'm going to have to do, the steps I'm going to do are get the number of rows in the edited range, get the number of columns in the edited range. Then we're going to loop through rows and columns. And here we're going to access the value and change the background. Those are my steps. So first one, let's get r.getRows. And some of these aren't actually going to appear because, well, none of them are going to appear as tooltips because we're getting it through this R, which has come from e.range. So the IDE doesn't actually know what we're looking at. So it's not going to give us the tooltips as we go. A little unfortunate, but r.getNumRows. And I'll just call that const rows. Const calls equals r.getNumCalls. Actually, it's columns on that one, I believe. Again, it's a little harder because it doesn't show up with the tooltips, but we can work through it still. Then I need to loop through all of those. So I'm going to have two for loops here. For let I equals 0. I is less than rows, I plus plus. And for let j equals 0, j is less than calls, j plus plus. I want a cell, let cell, a cell variable that I can manipulate. So that's going to be cell equals r.getCell I j. And getCell is going to return from inside the range a cell at that index. So I'm actually realizing this I want to be 1 and 1. And this I want to be rows plus 1 and calls plus 1. That's important because this is not an array index, it's a range index. So in an array, it's 0 indexed. In the range, it's actually saying get cell 1, 1 is the first cell. So I need this to be 1 and 1 on the first, not 0 and 0. That's why I had to iterate that way. And then we're going to get the value. So cell.getValue will return the value there. And we want to set the background. So that's going to be cell.setBackground is cell.getValue. Let me go ahead and comment out this first one. And now if I come back here and copy all of these and paste the value. Oh, perfect. Excellent. All right. So you could probably see the order that it did it. It's looping through each row. It's looping through each column row by row. So if I do that again, let's paste it down here, paste special, paste values, it's going to do red, then blue, then green. And we can check that it is going that way. Let me copy this range, copy, paste values. It does the red and then the blue, then here, 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 here. You could obviously switch that. If you wanted to, you could have it do the columns and then the rows. I just think in the rows and then the columns is how I think about it. So here's one way that you can access the values of pasted data is by getting the number of rows and the number of columns and then looping through all of that. This still does work for typed values, and it still does work for copying and pasting single values, but it also works for copying and pasting entire ranges of number of colors or any values. So here I have this whole set of colors that I'd already pre-made, and if I copy all of these, and let's come paste this over here, it'll take it a minute to get through all of them, but it's going to go through all of these and color the backgrounds properly. So get the number of rows, get the number of columns, loop through every cell, and then you can operate on the entire pasted range. Hope this helped.